Hey guys, so we're gonna be reacting to a new movie today. This one's another one of just me and Casey here. Uh, I wanted to pick a kind of interesting one, something that Casey hasn't seen before, and what I picked because she's what are you now, like 3 weeks? No, like 4 weeks from.
Yeah, I'm 4 weeks. I'm 35 weeks pregnant right now.
Right. So you got about a month before you're giving birth there. It's your second kid though, right? So I'm less
Yes.
concerned. I was real nervous if it was your first because then I'm like, I don't know about this movie.
No, I think I'll be fine.
Um, I'll show you the poster, but I kind of ruined it because I wanted to get your like approval to watch this before we watched it. So even though I'm showing you the poster, you already know what movie we're doing.
Yeah.
Um,
I want to see the poster though.
yeah. Uh, you're kind of like, it's weird. When you were a kid, I feel like you were into horror movies and you were like always watching horror movies, but I guess you're not.
Yeah.
Or are you
No,
still
yeah.
like a horror movie person?
No, you're correct in that when I was younger, like middle school, I watched horror movies constantly. It was
No.
like all the time, and it was like my favorite thing. And then I don't know, so I guess I turned into an adult and it got scarier and I didn't want to watch them anymore. And now I never like I will only watch a scary movie if it has something in it that I'm like interested in. So like I liked The Quiet Place because I thought like the storyline was cool, but I could do without all the scare like jump scares and all that crap. Like
No. Um, I remember when you were a kid, you watched like Jeepers Creepers and stuff and like that.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I loved and like The Ring when that first came out, I was in like middle school and it
Yeah.
was the movie. Like everybody was watching it. It was terrifying.
So we're gonna be
Oh,
watching Rosemary's Baby. It's kind of interesting because I guess it's not a '70s movie, but it's from 1968. But I think of it as a '70s movie. And we've been kind of into the '70s right now. Like we've been watching all '70s Al Pacino movies and stuff. Now we're gonna
that's
take a
true.
look at like a '70s horror.
What a weird poster too.
Yeah, the only one I could really find was the international one, some sort of foreign one.
I love it. See that pram right there on the cliff?
Yeah.
Kind of the old like old school strollers. They called them prams.
Oh, did they? See, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, because they weren't like they don't look like what our strollers really look like. This is like a bassinet stroller.
Oh, I would have just thought carriage, but
Yeah, but they call it, I mean, like the English call them prams.
yeah, it is weird how they have her face like looking up like that.
Yeah, it's strange. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, it seems. I don't think they would make a poster like this anymore because they want to show the star, right? Like they want to show the person, and this doesn't really like show you the face of who's in it.
True, yeah. It has her name right there though.
True. Yeah, and she was pretty famous at the time. Did you catch who the director is there?
I no, I don't under, I only got the Mia Farrow and the rest is like
Yeah,
confusing how
she's
it's written.
she's the one starring it. The director is Roman Polanski.
Okay.
That means nothing to you.
I was just gonna say, am I supposed to know who that is?
He's pretty controversial.
Oh, why?
Uh,
That's weird.
isn't
That
it?
is,
So it's
yeah, that's
always
weird.
this big question when he puts out a movie because he's such a great director and his movies are really great. They always question like, should this be nominated for an Oscar?
Yeah,
Is
because
that
of the.
unethical?
I mean, it sounds unethical to me, but
Right.
whatever.
And then they interview the actors that agree to be in his movies and are like, "Don't you have an issue being in this movie?"
Yeah, you would hope, but
Yeah, Woody Allen has kind of the same issue, but not. I don't think as bad. But Roman Polanski, yeah, he's very controversial because he's known for that. And when I say known for that, I mean like mom knew.
no.
Like it's
So I'm
that
like,
sort of.
I just need to caveat this with I am bouncing on an exercise ball right now. And
No.
that is why I look like I'm like bebopping around the screen.
Please be careful.
I look
I
like I'm
get
in a
so
video game.
nervous. I get so
It's
worried.
not I'm not that clumsy. Although I did already have um Harrison, my first son, wrap his arms around my legs while I was walking and make me fall over, and I had to go to labor and delivery to
Right.
make sure that like everything was okay because I fell like straight onto my stomach. I was like, that's great. So he's already trying to cane his little brother.
He's already got that older brother syndrome.
Yeah, he's already. I don't even know if this baby's a boy. So I guess could be trying to kill his little sister. So I don't know.
So, the big thing with Rosemary's Baby, and I'm sure there's some cinephiles that are going to argue with me and say that like there's some foreign film that's the original, but
Prepare the comments. For...
yeah, I think of Rosemary's Baby as like the prototype to a lot of the horror movies we think of. So like The Omen, The Exorcist, like this is really the film that started those.
If you asked me to watch like that new Saw movie coming out, I would like cry and pee my pants and beg you not to make me watch it. But I'm pretty sure that I'll be fine with
It's
this
nothing
one.
like that. It's okay. Well, yeah, it's hard for me to have a reference. You've never seen The Exorcist, have you?
No, I haven't, but that shit looks scary.
Yeah. Um,
Like real scary. Like not like the birds wasn't scary, you know?
yeah, it's not as bad as well. It's not the birds. It I don't think. I was gonna say I think it's like The Exorcist, but without the gory parts. But
Okay, that's good because the gory stuff's the stuff I don't like. I
well,
like the thriller aspects.
maybe Psycho is a good
Okay,
reference for it. You know what I mean?
Psycho didn't like terrify me,
It's
so
very suspense horror, but it's not like there's no jump outs, there's no like gory stuff. It's nothing like that. Yeah, there's a movie called Prisoners that affects. It's about basically like a child abduction, and parents. I've seen that movie. I've heard that movie really affects parents a lot.
yeah, like it's just it's weird. So I'm curious to see this. Well, this is like about a baby, right? So I don't think it's gonna make me uncomfortable with like thinking about my older child. So we'll see. Like, but yeah, like all that stuff is
I'm
really
curious to see if it affects
scary.
you more than it affects me, or how differently.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
we'll
I by the
see.
way,
I
for viewers or whatever, I don't have a kid or a family or anything, so for me, there's very little like that I connect
to
to
relate to,
or
yeah.
relate to in this. Yeah. And for people watching, I'm not forcing her to watch this movie. Like, I'm more nervous about her watching this than she is.
Save me. I'm just kidding.
But
I think I can handle. I don't know. I mean, I wasn't scared until we started like talking about it, and now I'm like,
I
oh
was
gosh,
legit
I
looking
don't know
online,
if I can
being
handle
like, I was
this.
looking online, being like, is it safe for pregnant women to watch horror movies, like that kind of thing.
That's so funny. Watch my water break while we're watching this movie because I'm so scared or some shit. That would be horrible. I'm past 35 weeks, so, and this baby's been measuring like kind of on the bigger side, so I'm probably closer to like 37 weeks. So, like,
I've been watching the second season of Evil. It's pretty creepy.
I'm like surprisingly nervous. I was like totally calm, cool, and collected till you started, and now I'm like, oh, I'm kind of
That's
scared.
good. That means I did a good job building it up.
Yeah.
When they originally put out The Exorcist, they put out like warnings that if you were pregnant, not to like come into the theater.
Did they
Yeah, and
really?
they legitimately did have like there were a couple of places where they had ambulances on standby. They filmed people like
Are you
passing out and
serious?
being like taken out of the theater.
I'm sure they put that on the news and everything, and everybody was just like
Yeah, I
aghast.
think it was a big PR thing, but there is a video you can
Yeah.
watch where news
Smart.
reporters interview people that like ran out of the theater because they couldn't finish it or passed out. It's cool. There's a whole video on YouTube of like them interviewing people who like are
That's
freaking
yeah.
out over having seen part of The Exorcist. Oh, this is actually based on a novel. I think I forgot to tell you that.
So, is this supposed to take place in Europe?
I don't think it does.
Oh,
If I
okay.
remember right,
It's got
if
like an old
if I
timey.
remember right, it takes place in like upstate New York. Not like upstate, but
Okay.
like New York City, but like Manhattan kind of thing.
Oh, you mean like upscale New York?
7, Diego. Originally, the smallest apartment was at
It's
9.
so,
They've been
sometimes
broken up
it's
into
so
4,
weird to
5,
think
and
that I
6s.
live in LA and
17
like
is
all of the
4.
people in the movies we watch are
Originally
like
part of a 10.
probably really
There's the original
close
dining
to like
room.
where I am right now.
Another bedroom for the bedroom. And 2 servants' rooms thrown together for a dining room or a second
You know, I
bedroom.
said it during the Al Pacino movies we watched, but I feel like films in the 70s look so much more real.
We must oil that gate.
They always do to me.
This way, please.
This will be interesting because we've seen the 70s movies that with Al Pacino, but we haven't seen a horror movie from the 70s.
The previous tenant, Mrs. Gardini, passed away just a few days ago, so nothing has been moved yet. Her
This
son
looks
asked
a
me to
little
say that some of the furniture
like it
picked up
needs
practically for the
some
asking.
upkeep in this apartment building.
Yeah, maybe I was wrong about it being
No,
upscale.
no. An
I just had that.
She'd been in a coma for
Did she
weeks.
die in the apartment? Not that it makes a difference. It might make a difference for me.
Is that what she asked?
If someone
She was very
died,
old and
yeah,
passed
she's like, did
away
someone
without her
die
awake.
in this apartment?
The master's bedroom. Here we are back at
That's
the
a
hall.
very guy thing when you're checking at an apartment. Like, I'm going to flush the toilet, make sure it works.
Honestly, it's smart. Like,
Fireplace work. Apartments with this kind of charm. That's odd. There's a closet behind that secretary. I'm sure there is.
yeah, that's a really random place to keep
Yeah, you
That.
might never.
in your hallway.
You
Like,
might never get to that closet.
Used to be there.
I feel like it's a solid hint that maybe we're not supposed to.
That something's wrong.
She didn't need 5 closets.
But why would she cover up a vacuum cleaner? and
She
a
even
towel?
has crap. Yeah, why would
I don't
you
suppose
put
we'll
it in
ever
front
know.
of it when there's like actual
Maybe
stuff
she's
in the
becoming
closet,
senile
you know?
after all. Is there
Like,
anything else?
Yes,
like
please
sure,
put
if you're
back
not
the
using the
laundry
closet.
It's bigger than the other one.
Aware that the Bramford had rather an unpleasant reputation around the turn of the century? It's where the Trench sisters conducted their little dietary experiments. And Keith, 2 proper Victorian ladies. They cooked and ate several young children, including a niece.
Oh, lovely.
Adrian McCarter
Oh,
practiced
God.
witchcraft. He made quite a splash in the 90s by announcing that he'd conjured up the living devil.
How would you know
Apparently
about
people
all that?
believed him, so they attacked and nearly killed him in the lobby of the Bramford.
You're joking.
And don't you love how he's telling this story like it's totally normal dinner conversation?
I know
Oh, funny.
Here's your dinner. She cooked up and ate her nephew.
Yeah, funny coincidence. You're living next to cannibals.
A dead infant was found, wrapped in newspaper in the basement.
You really roused my appetite.
Have some more wine.
Also, I'm surprised she's not more. You know what I mean? She seems less affected by it than I would think.
Why? Is that because women are the weaker sex? I'm
If
just
you
kidding.
had heard of that stuff about your apartment, would you have just been like, well, horrible things happen?
I can tell you 100% my husband would be way more terrified than me. 100%.
You're saying if Sam found out if somebody had died in your apartment, he wouldn't.
He would be way more. I mean, I'd be mildly concerned, but he would be way more concerned. He always thinks there's ghosts or something. Always. And I'm always like, it's probably a friendly ghost, you know? They would have attacked us by now.
You should just screw with them and get Harrison. Be like, Harrison, tell Dad that you saw somebody last night under your bed.
That'd be so funny. This is cute. Like your newlyweds, like in your first apartment kind of thing, eating on the floor.
Let's make love.
It's
Yeah.
cute.
I bet they are newlyweds, because this seems like kind of shorthand for that, you know, for telling you that.
Yeah, because they like each other too much still.
Yeah.
They're too lovey-dovey. They gotta be just married. So this is the baby part.
I always bring up
Shouldn't they like shut the windows? Oh, that really sets the mood. Talking about cannibalism. Oh, gross. she in the evil closet?
How old do you think she's supposed to be in this movie?
20s.
Like mid-20s?
My name is Terry Gianofrio. Nice to meet you. I'm Rosemary Woodhouse. We're new tenants here. I'm staying a moment. I have to put the softener in. What does your husband do? He's an actor. No kidding. What's his name? Guy Woodhouse. He was TV.
This is really random, but I read an article that millennials are killing the fabric softener industry because we just don't use it.
Oh, really?
Space. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Gives me the creeps.
I never use it.
Listen, why don't we come down here together regularly?
I've never bought that
Okay, that'd be
softener.
great. I have a good luck charm. It might work for both of us. Oh, that's beautiful. Isn't it? Mm-hmm. Mrs. Casterdet gave it to me. It's good luck. Or anyway, it's supposed to be. It's got some stuff inside.
Huh.
I'm not mad about the
I
smell.
feel like
either.
Mrs.
I hope it
Castevet might
works.
get
It's a
into some
beautiful
seedy
charm,
stuff.
though. I've never seen anything like
Mm.
it. European.
Some, like,
Castevet's
you
the
know,
most wonderful people
witchcraft
ever.
kind of ward
Bar
stuff
none.
off
You
kind
know,
of
people
thing.
with the sign up, literally
I think it's weird. She's like, the Castavets adopted me. I'm like,
starving and on dope and doing a lot of other things. They're
Well,
childless,
she's-
so I'm like
yeah.
the daughter they never had.
Uh-oh. They can hear.
Must be the partition.
That's the back part of the original 10 with a dining room. And there's a closet over here, and then there's a closet over here. Huh?
I always love when we can hear our neighbors, like, arguing and stuff. I'm, like, glued to the window. I'm like, what you got going on over there? What the hell is that? Some weird ass chanting.
yeah.
Uh-oh.
Get back now, will you please? Get back. There's nothing to see.
Oh, somebody jumped.
Get back, will you please?
Oh, God.
That's the lady she
Get
just
back.
met.
Is it?
You know her.
What's your
Yeah,
name?
she had the necklace.
Terry.
Terry what?
Oh, here they come.
That'd be traumatizing. I feel like she should be way more traumatized. Like, you just talk to that lady.
I think this is the old couple that was, like, taking care of her.
Yeah.
We do.
This is.
What's wrong? Has there been an accident?
You'd better brace yourself for some bad news. She's dead.
Walt. Yeah.
Maybe we wouldn't have had to do this. We'd have been all set to go now instead of having to start all over from scratch. I told you not to tell her in advance. I told you she wouldn't be open-minded.
What? I think this Rosemary's having a...
Sister Veronica about the windows and she withdrew the scroll.
I have no idea what's going on right now.
She's having, I think she's having a memory or a dream or something.
Oh, okay.
And they just filmed it in a very artistic way.
Confusing way.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
But it could be showing... Remember we talked about pregnant women having very vivid, lucid dreams?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's almost kind of a way of showing that.
Table, isn't that interesting?
I saw it in a magazine.
Oh,
That lady looks like a gypsy.
I love the yellow of her kitchen. That's so, I like that.
Well, only temporary.
It's an interesting
It's going
choice
to be
because
nice.
it does... It's very bright.
No,
I like
Positive.
that,
I
yeah.
hope to be as soon as we're settled.
Wonderful. Well, you're young and healthy. I'd have lots of children.
We plan to have 3.
I didn't see what you did.
You know who says they plan to have 3 kids? Somebody who doesn't have any kids.
What did she? Listen, Rosemary.
There's no way...
got a
I feel like
two-week
that's
sirloin steak. Sit and
just
defrost
code
the
for he
rest
doesn't
of
make much
it.
money.
Why don't you guy come over, have
Yeah,
supper
that's
tonight?
what I'm
do you
wondering. I'm
say?
like,
No, we could.
She says it kind of like he's a struggling
no,
actor.
That's very kind of you.
Listen, be a real help to us. First night we'll be alone since.
Well, we also haven't been told if Rosemary does anything.
Trouble, I wouldn't ask you.
All right, you go ahead and count on up.
homemaking?
Yeah. Something about that tells me that she doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
She's like you, unemployed.
Hilarious.
Donald Baumgart got that part.
That is weird. Could you imagine, like, somebody you just met coming into your house and being like, how much you pay for that?
Probably be okay.
Oh, Jesus, we don't have to do that, do we, honey?
I think they're lonely.
We get friendly with an old couple like that, we'll never get rid of them. They're right across the wall.
I told her she could count
I'm pretty sure the last person that was friendly with them died, so.
Be my good deed for today.
I mean, he kind of has a point. Like, you don't want to make friends with people you live next to.
Not the beginning of anything.
Right.
Oh, perfect timing. Come on in. Roman.
Well, business and pleasure both. I'm 79 and I've been
He's
going
like
one place to another
really
since I
far
was 10.
away
You name a place
from
I've been
them.
there.
Steak's ready. Doris, your drinks now.
That's exactly what it is. All the costumes are rituals, all religions.
Oh, I think we're offending Rosemary.
No.
Oh, you're not religious, my dear, are you?
But I was brought up a Catholic. Now I don't know.
Yeah, you looked uncomfortable.
I mean, her name's Rosemary. That's kind of a Catholic name.
Now, you don't need to have respect for him because he pretends that he's holy.
Now, that's a good point.
When I think what they spend on robes and jewels.
A good picture of the hypocrisy behind organized religion was given, I thought, in Luther. You have a most interesting inner quality, Guy. It appears in your television work, too. It should take you a long way indeed, provided, of course, that you get those initial breaks. Are you preparing for a show now?
Well, I'm up for a couple of parts.
Well, I can't believe that you won't get them.
Well, I can.
She's so polite.
Now, Roman, will you stop bending Guy's ears with your majestic stories? He's only listening because he's polite.
No. It's very interesting, Mrs.
You
Cass.
see?
Minnie. I'm Minnie, he's Roman, okay?
Roman's stories
Oh.
are pretty damned interesting, though. Never even heard of Forbes Robertson before. I'm gonna go over there again tomorrow night and hear some more.
You are?
Yeah.
Wow.
Here, do this damn thing for
There you
me.
go.
I
You
thought
made a
we were going
friend.
to do something with Jen and Dick Jellicoe.
Is that definite?
It wasn't definite.
Let's see them next week.
Part of the hard part is, having seen this movie before, there's all these comments I want to make about this little stuff that's happening.
Oh.
But the problem is you haven't seen it, and I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah. Because I'm not nothing is like standing out to me, you know?
Yeah, and I'm noticing all sorts of little things because I know to be on the lookout for them. Yeah.
Oh, so this is maybe one of those movies you have to like watch again.
Lara Louise McBurney lives up on 12. Lara Louise is this guy's wife, Rosemary.
Hello, Rosemary, and welcome to the brand.
Lara Louise just met Guy. She wanted to meet you, too. Could we come in?
Polanski, actually, before they casted all these people, he drew pictures of what he wanted each person to look like. For when they were casting them, he was like, find someone who can look like this.
Right.
Which is like just not how you do it.
And you're up and around? On my first day, I experienced such pain I couldn't move, eat, or anything.
Cushions for the window seats.
They just like forced themselves in and now they're knitting.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even realize that's what they're doing. Well, the one lady looks like she's doing some counted cross stitch.
Oh.
Or embroidery, maybe. Embroidery, probably.
Just a little present is all for moving in.
There's no
It's
reason.
real old. It's over 300 years.
What is it? That's the necklace that the dead lady had. Oh, thank you.
It's lovely.
Did you take it off?
Yeah, she said it was Terry's, so
I feel like
she said it was from the dead lady.
I feel like the necklace has to have something.
Look, if you took it,
You know?
you ought to wear it.
You feel like things are happening?
Not that anything's happening, but that, like, the necklace has some significance in some way, or...
Oh, poor guy.
I
It's
don't
weird
know.
because if this is all you've seen so far, you almost forget that this is supposed to be a horror movie.
Oh, my God, that's awful.
Yeah, I'm, like, waiting for, like... Because, like, honestly, until you mentioned noticing things, I legit just thought this was their neighbors, and now I'm thinking there's something like seedy with the neighbors. But before that, I was just like, oh, they're just having dinner with their neighbor.
You were just waiting for the plot.
Yeah, well, I was thinking it was more like the building's haunted or something. You know what I mean? Now I'm wondering if there's like
Thank you, Mr. White.
more.
Donald Baumgart, he's gone blind. He woke up yesterday and he can't see.
Oh,
Apart.
is that?
No way to get it.
What?
Listen, I have to get out and walk around.
It just feels coincidental, doesn't it? That something horrible happens to someone else, and then it's good for him, you know?
I mean, yeah, but
Well,
Why is she so upset?
I say you had another suicide up there at Happy House.
Oh, didn't I tell you?
No, you didn't.
It was that girl I told you about. The drug addict who was rehabilitated by this old couple, the Castovets. I'm sure I told you that.
They didn't rehabilitate her very successfully, it seems.
Man's got a.
Let's have a baby, all right? Let's have 3 babies, one at a time, all right? A baby, you know.
I like how we had to specify one at a time.
You mean it?
Sure,
Yeah.
I mean it. Sure, I mean it.
Not all at
Figure
once,
out the
dear
right time to
God.
start.
You really mean it, really?
All the circles, I think they're counting when she's ovulating.
For God's sakes, don't cry,
Oh,
all
no,
right?
I won't.
Did you see that she circled like dates in red?
Yeah.
It's a very old like.
Here goes nothing.
Very old. Yeah. Newsflash, it still works the same way.
No, I just mean an old way of showing that. Like now, people probably have like apps on their phone.
The pain!
That's true.
Good grief.
Aw, they're so cute. They're a really cute couple.
Yeah.
And I kind of thought he'd be a jerk too because of being an actor. Because I guess maybe I just think actors are self-centered too.
I thought that he would be a jerk because she's so subservient. Like she has almost like
that's
a
true.
battered.
Like that he would take advantage of it, or that she seems scared.
Well, yeah, it makes you think that she's almost like battered woman style.
Yeah.
Oh, she said not tonight. Yeah.
Chocolate, or as many calls it, chocolate mouse.
I was afraid she'd stay all evening.
Oh, she just wanted us to try it. Saying it's one of her specialities.
I'm like paranoid now
That's
about the
good.
food stuff. Like, why are they bringing him so much food? You know, like why are they feeding them?
Old people are like that. It's like when I buy bananas, wait till they're about to go bad, and then I bring them over to Grandma's, and I'm like, hey, I have these bananas. What do you think you should do with those?
What could we possibly do with all these bananas?
A chalky undertaste.
I don't get it. That's silly, honey. There is no undertaste.
There is.
Come on, the old bat slaved all day. Now eat it.
I don't like it.
It's delicious.
Here, you can have mine.
All right, don't eat it. There's always something wrong.
Oh, if it's gonna turn into a big thing.
Look, if you really can't stand it, just don't eat it.
It's delicious. No undertaste at all.
Now she's getting
Would you
saucy.
turn the record over, please.
Really? That's gonna be a mess to clean.
Those are like linen napkins too.
Oh, Daddy, do I get a gold star?
You get 2 of them. I'm sorry for our stuff.
Gross.
You were.
It's the Pope at Yankee Stadium.
That was a weird interaction.
Yeah, see, you ruined that linen napkin.
Do you regret it? And then was there even a bag in that? Like, oh my gosh, she's just making such a mess for herself. Uh-oh.
The only thing that makes that seem weird is that she said there was an undertaste and he said there wasn't.
Yeah, that's what made, and now she's acting weird, you know? Like she got roofied.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sleep is what you need. Good night's sleep.
We have to make a baby.
Oh, we'll do it. Tomorrow, that's plenty of time.
Just a nap.
I actually really like these dream sequences. I think they're creepy. Like the lack of sound and everything.
Mm.
The little sounds in the back, like the clock and the...
Oh, they show a lot of nudity in these older movies.
Yeah, Serpico had that.
Yeah, more than like
Mm-hmm.
I would expect. I guess I thought like it was more modest time, but like they seem to show a lot of nudity.
When I think of the films I've seen, the 70s ones are very seedy. Like, there's a lot of brutal nudity and kind of stuff in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I always find like these types of sequences to be very like unsettling. You know?
Very what?
Unsettling.
Mm. They did a good job, I think, of making her dream sequences seem very surreal. You know what I mean? There's like a dream logic to it.
Super creepy.
She sees.
She don't see. As long as she ate the mouse, she can't see nor hear. She's like dead now. Sing.
Is that her husband?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Was that her husband?
This is no dream. This is really happening.
That was really weird.
You have been bitten by...
Hey.
That was really weird.
Well, no.
Yeah.
5 minutes.
I'm assuming it, yeah. It seemed like a dream because her husband was, like, there.
Some of it was like she was on a boat. Like, there were some things in there that just
Yeah.
seemed...
It's just, like, scratches all over her back.
Yeah.
Don't yell. I already filed them down. I didn't want to miss baby night.
You...
And a couple of
While
my
I was
nails were
out?
ragged, and it was kind of fun in a necrophile sort of way.
Oh, creepy.
I dreamed someone was raping me. I didn't know, someone inhuman.
Thanks a lot.
We could have done it this
Oh,
morning or tonight. Last night wasn't the only split second.
Oh, I was a little bit loaded myself, you know.
Creepy. Yeah, that's uncomfy, for sure.
So you're saying way over the line?
Yeah, for sure.
I'll call you just soon as I get the results.
You still seem unsettled from the last scene.
Know something more.
Yeah, well, she just, and like, you know, she just seemed really uncomfortable. So that's the thing that bothered me. If she was like cool with it, that's different. But like, she just seemed really like
Oh, did you?
uncomfortable.
You enjoy it?
Hello?
Miss Woodhouse,
Dr. Hill?
congratulations.
Really?
Really?
Well, she seemed excited.
Yes, what happens now? No, I won't.
That's so
Goodbye.
exciting.
I'm surprised this being the time period that he wasn't like I have to inform your husband. I can't tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, she said she didn't like it, and like,
He didn't force her, but he was
I
very,
feel
like, judgmental about it.
yeah, I feel like when you're married and you don't like, you would be like, I don't like this, and your husband would be like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? Like, what?
Just in general, it seems like he doesn't really respect her autonomy.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I don't know.
What about Dr. Hill?
Oh, don't worry about Hill. I'll tell him something. You know me.
Listen,
Oh, so
I'll
now
let
they're
you
gonna
know
go to
Dr.
a
Hill, nobody
new
ever
doctor
would've.
too.
Best is what you're gonna have, young lady. What are
More
you talking
control.
about?
It's in the bedroom.
He's a brilliant man, very sensitive.
Rose, sit down, sit down.
No, I'm fine.
Did you catch that?
Fine. Listen, Dave,
Yeah, that he's sensitive.
No, he just gave her a glass of, like, wine.
I'm in her apartment right now.
Oh yeah, maybe they drink then. You know.
Maybe.
I mean, it could have. You know what? I think I remember because, like, in this time period, they would tell women to smoke all the time because it kept the babies small.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, you.
Yeah, I wonder if that's why they say babies are so much bigger now.
Well, let's hope so.
Could be.
Well, there you are.
Because yeah, smoking like makes small babies,
Thank you, both of you.
and that was like a desirable thing then. You know.
These are not pregnancy tips, by the way, if you're watching.
Oh,
We are not medical
Not
experts.
please don't tell anyone else. No way.
That's not a tip. That's just a fact that that's what they told pregnant women.
Right.
Later, they found out it's really, really bad to smoke while pregnant.
Well, I mean, according to your opinion. That's your...
Yes, and the AAP and the Academy of Obstetricians and see, now if this was truly realistic, her face should be in a toilet bowl. Every other scene.
What? It's not the morning.
That's, oh my god. Oh, I hate that because it's like a
Myth.
stereotype, or what do you call it, that people still really believe.
Yeah.
And I always would get my morning sickness later, and my husband would be like, well, you can't have morning sickness, it's not the morning. And I'm like, shut up. Like, it's not how it works.
He probably thought you were faking. So in case he just wants
Probably.
attention.
Being dramatic.
Please don't read books.
Yeah.
No pregnancy was ever exactly like the ones described in the books. And don't listen to your friends either. No two pregnancies.
Oh, okay. These are wonderful tips.
Dr. Hill prescribed vitamin pills.
No pills.
This is like the 1960s version of don't Google anything.
Daily food for you that'll be fresher,
Oh,
safer,
he said no
vitamin
pills. He'll have the neighbor make a smoothie of vitamins and herbs.
Any questions you have, call me night or day. An entirely natural expansion of the pelvis. You can fight it with ordinary aspirin.
I was afraid it might be an ectopic pregnancy.
Ectopic? I thought you weren't going to read books, Rosemary.
It was staring at me in the drugstore.
And all it did was worry you. Will you go home and throw it away, please?
I will. I
Pains will be
promise.
gone in 2 days.
Oh my god, this doctor doesn't want her to know anything.
Yeah, but that's a very doctor mentality of, like, this is my job. Like,
No, it's exactly true because I had an issue that makes my pregnancy high risk, and my doctor was like, don't Google it. Now that I think about it, that's like kind of like infantilization of like your patient, to be like, don't look anything up, just trust everything I'm saying. Because I definitely Googled it, obviously. And basically, Google said that, like, you're going to be fine. So, him saying not what freaked me out more. I think it's weird that they just had her chop her hair off and didn't, like, acknowledge it. Like,
yeah, he never pointed it out.
It's that haircut that looks awful.
Oh, there we go.
I want the truth, honey. That's the worst mistake you ever made.
oh! What a dick! That's horrible. He's so mean. That's the worst mistake you ever... If a bad haircut's the worst mistake she ever made, she's doing pretty damn good.
Well, the worst part is you can't do anything about it because you cut it too...
Yeah.
It's short.
There's no fixing, yeah. Unless you wear a wig or something.
Did you see how long she put that steak on the oven for?
Yeah, no. And she's basically eating like a raw steak. Maybe that's like a weird pregnancy craving.
Probably.
It's Vidal Sassoon. It's very in.
What's wrong?
But the reason that was so difficult, the actual actress is a strict vegetarian.
Oh yeah.
Like
That's hard.
strict vegetarian. And the director was like, no, you're going to need to eat a lot of meat.
I'm trying to figure out too if she's like
They don't lose it.
looking thinner.
Well, I have stiff joints.
Well, that's what he's talking about now.
Nothing serious.
Because I was like, she was very thin to begin with, but they certainly are making her look more thin.
We both are.
What is she noticing? Like an ear piercing?
Mm-hmm. His ear was pierced.
Edward Hutchins.
How do you do?
Oh, how are you, sir?
I was just telling Hutch that it was you and Minnie who.
Why do I feel like
Oh, so Rosemary has told you that
her
the
friend
news
here is
has
gonna
passed.
hit an early demise or something bad's gonna happen to him?
Well, she has lost some weight, but that's quite normal for the early months. Later
Don't
on
you
in
love
the
how they
game,
talk about her as if she's not there?
Did you hear that? He goes, later on, she'll probably gain far too much.
Every day from fresh herbs she grows.
Yes, all according to Dr. Saperstein's directions.
So she started wearing it now.
Root matter, more like mold or fungus of some kind. Is it ever called by any other name?
Oh, not to my knowledge, no.
See, he's asking too many questions.
Encyclopedia. What a pretty holder, a charm, or whatever.
He's gonna get taken care of.
Well, you and your wife seem to
I'm
take
curious
better
what
care
this
of
is, though.
Rosemary
It's like
than
a
her own
weird
parents.
cult
Oh,
that,
we're very
like,
fond of
wants
her.
to
I had
impregnate
a guide,
her
too.
or something.
No,
Like,
excuse me, I'll have to go. My wife is waiting for me.
It's a pleasure to have met you.
Oh, don't.
Stay where you are. Nobody move.
Would you like some coffee?
Love some.
Isn't that
interesting.
I was going to say, isn't that another thing you're not supposed to drink?
Coffee?
Yeah.
No, that's a common, like, misconception. But you're allowed to drink, I want to say it's like 250 milligrams of, like, caffeine.
Really?
Something like that. I'm not a coffee drinker, so I don't really worry about it. But
Hold over, he brought a carton of cigarettes.
God, did you ever notice he has?
But you definitely can drink coffee. That's like one thing that women hate because people always comment on it. But like, you can definitely drink caffeine.
Now, how many cigarettes are you allowed to smoke?
Perhaps we can have dinner together soon.
Yeah, it's roughly like a pack a day.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, God. You're going to get us kicked off YouTube.
This isn't mine. It must
Yeah,
be yours.
please do
Right,
not
you
smoke
are.
cigarettes.
Have you
But
thought
also,
about
if you do, I'm not here to judge anyone.
Andrew or Douglas if it's a boy, Melinda or Sarah if it's a girl.
Sarah, what happened to Susan?
Say, is there another of these around?
I don't see it, Hutch.
No, it's not here.
At the closet.
No, he
Probably left at the
lost
city
his
centre.
glove.
I'll stop back there.
Hutch?
Tell me, dear, do you go out at all?
Well, I haven't been going out. Why?
Can you meet me tomorrow morning at 11 in front of the Time Life building?
If you want me to. What is it? Can't you tell me now?
I'd rather not. We can have an early lunch if you like.
That would be nice.
11 o'clock then?
Okay. Oh, did you find your glove?
No, they didn't have it. Good night, Rosemary. Sleep well.
You too. Good
I
night.
do like story. Like, I like the way this movie is, like, really building,
What about?
like, the story. It's not like today's horror movies are just about, like, jump scares and
Going to his head.
like I said, it's
Or
more
faster.
suspense. Yeah.
yeah, this is, like, more about the story, which is what I like. Like, I like the story of it all.
Yes? Is this Edward Hutchins' apartment? Yes. Who is this, please? My name is Rosemary Woodhouse. I had an appointment with Mr. Hutchins. Is he there? Hello? He was taken ill this morning.
See, I told you something was going to happen to him, and his glove went missing.
He's in a coma.
I just spoke to him last night about 10:30. I spoke to him at 11.
So I'm wondering, like, I feel like the lady in the laundry was, like, in the same position Rosemary's in now. You know what I mean? Because she was, like, kind of the same age, younger, didn't have a family, like... So I'm
She
wondering if they were, like,
had the
trying
necklace.
to, like, impregnate her in some way. Yeah, so it's like she killed herself, and so now they're just replacing her with Rosemary, you know?
Oh, the doctor said her pain, because she said she's been having piercing pains.
Yeah.
She said it's joints and her pelvis expanding or something.
Well, that's a thing, but she's pretty early. Is she like eating like raw meat, basically?
Yeah, raw liver.
Ugh, that's really that like turns my stomach. Ugh.
You want to know something gross?
What? It was real. Don't tell me it was real.
That's real liver.
No, that makes me want to like throw up. That's disgusting.
And mind you, vegetarian.
You'll do no such thing. It makes me very nervous when people watch me cook. Now scoop.
Oh, well, don't let it stand too long. It's gonna lose its vitamins.
Oh, she brought the shake for her.
I bet she doesn't drink it. Yeah, she's like starting to get weird vibes or something. Sorry, I had a maternity dress on last week, and Sam told me that I looked very matronly, and I was like, that is not a compliment.
You look like an old lady. Is what that sounds like.
I was like, I know you didn't mean it in a mean way, but that is not a compliment.
I'm so afraid the baby's gonna die.
When did the pain start?
November.
November?
What? You have been in pain since November and he's not doing anything to help you?
It's been about 2 months.
He's gonna stop. Why don't you go
Yeah,
see the doctor? No, he's very good.
Yeah, after 2 months, she should go get a second opinion about that if it's that bad, you know?
Well, a friend said pain like that is a sign that something's wrong.
Yeah, well, I mean, I agree. And she looks horrible. Oh no, now he's gonna try to turn the friends against her. Turn her against her friends.
All they said was get a second opinion.
It's not fair to Saperstein.
And she's like, think of something quick.
What are you talking about? What about what's fair to me?
If you want a second opinion, you tell Saperstein and let him decide.
No, I want Dr. Hill.
Rosemary? What is it?
Stop.
What?
Pain, stop. Stop that.
Stop.
Stop.
Oh, it's been like constant the whole time?
Must have.
Yeah, that's not normal.
Milk.
That's really not normal.
Sugar.
What else?
I don't remember who Mrs. Cardiff was. Was that the late Minnie?
I don't remember.
Yes, of course I will.
Can't remember.
Was that the friend of Hutch?
Guess we'll find out.
Hutch is dead.
Oh.
Book. Hutch regained consciousness at the end, and he thought it was the next morning. You know, when you had the appointment?
Oh, yes.
I wasn't there, but
Oh,
he
how
told the doctor
weird.
to make sure that you got the book that was on his desk.
Thank you.
Oh, he told the doctor to make sure
Oh,
she
and
got
I'm
this
to tell
book.
you, the name is an anagram.
The name of the book?
Apparently. He was delirious, so it's hard to be sure.
Interesting.
It says all of.
How would Hutch
It said all of them
How would
witches.
Hutch figure that out, though? You know what I'm saying, though? Like, how would Hutch figure that out?
Devils.
Oh, that's this. Oh, is he saying that's the stuff
The
that
canis
was
root
in
he
her
said is called devil's pepper.
necklace? Oh, she's got to pull out the Scrabble board. Oh, that's what the anagram was. What he highlighted, not the name of the book. Oh. Her neighbor's name. The male
Mm-hmm.
neighbor.
Oh, she's saying that he's the son. The son of this guy.
Okay, that makes more sense because I was thinking that they were saying that he was the guy, and I was like, he would have to be
Very old.
Immortal. Yeah.
Look here. There he is when he was 13. See the eyes?
He's Stephen Marcato, all right. Poor old geezer with a crazy father like that. No wonder he switched his name around.
You don't think he's the same?
What do you mean, a witch? Ro, are you kidding? Oh, Ro, honey.
That whole bunch. The parties with the singing and the flute and the chanting, those are espeths or sabbaths or
Honey,
whatever
don't get
they're called.
excited, huh?
Yeah, she's
But they
figuring
do
it out.
They use blood in their rituals, and the blood that has the most power is baby's blood. And they don't just use the blood, they use the flesh, too.
Rosemary, for God's sakes.
They're not
That is
setting
so
foot in this
creepy.
apartment ever again.
So, what are they gonna like sacrifice her baby
They're
or
old
something?
people. They have a bunch of old friends. Dr. Shan happens to play
Okay,
the
but
recorder.
to be
Taking
fair,
any chances with the baby's safety.
if her husband's not in on this,
Then she's sounding
and
crazy.
she does sound a little like you would think it's. See,
think you ought to read any more
yeah,
of that.
you would 100% think she was like losing it a little bit, you know?
Is there any chance at all that maybe Minnie put something harmful in those drinks or in those little cakes?
Oh, Rosemary. I'd have seen evidence of it long ago.
I
Or
mean,
took anything else from her?
You won't have to. I can give you some
that
clues
both
that'll be
would
adequate
would
these
be
last
pretty
few
like
weeks.
concerning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bye, Roman. Oh, boy.
Well, she's probably gonna feel a lot better with them gone.
Yeah.
She is. Oh.
They did that scene in real life. Those weren't like stunt drivers or anything.
What did she just drop?
The necklace. But
Oh.
Polanski told her if she looked pregnant, all the vehicles will stop.
Oh, she got another book on it.
Oh, yeah.
So why blind that actor so that guy could get the roles? You know what I mean? I see. That's the one thing I don't know is like how Guy's in on it or like what his role is. You know?
This is Rosemary.
Oh, it said that they couldn't cast a spell on someone unless they had a personal item of them.
Hutch was missing his glove.
There's been an improvement. Well, bless your heart. I'm sorry, I didn't.
This is the actor that went blind.
Mm-hmm.
No. Oh, you mean the day we met for drinks?
Yes, that's what I meant. Don't you know?
No.
Didn't you miss anything that day?
You don't mean my tie, do you? Color tie I'm wearing.
I didn't understand. I thought he'd only borrowed it.
No. It was a trade.
It's very important.
Well, he has to leave at 5, and
Is she going to see Dr. Hill?
I'm sure he'll see you. Just sit down.
Thank you.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I don't think she ever saw him, right? Because her husband threw such a fit.
Suddenly she felt better. Remember?
Yeah.
That wasn't a perfume. That was a good luck charm. I threw it away.
Good. Maybe the doctor will follow your example.
Dr. Saperstein?
Well, he has the same smell once in a while, whatever it is. And when he does, oh, boy.
Do you like that music? The, like, suspense. Dun,
No.
dun.
Will you excuse me a moment, please? My husband is waiting outside. I have to go and tell him something. I'll be back in a minute.
But you thought she would give birth. You thought it was more like Damien and the Omen kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Not that you've
They
ever
were,
seen that, but I think you probably know from...
Yeah, I'm assuming you mean like the baby comes out and it's like evil.
Yeah. But where on your list of things before watching this movie was witches?
Driver, please, could you wait?
Not
and
at
watch
all. I didn't think...
until I'm inside the door.
I don't know. I think well, at the beginning I thought it was like a haunted situation.
He sleeps in pajamas now. He never used to before. He's probably hiding a mark. You know they give you marks when you join. all sorts of rituals. They hold Sabbaths. They're very clever people. They planned everything right from the beginning. They probably made some sort of deal with Guy. They gave him success, and he promised them our baby to use in their rituals. I know this sounds crazy, but
That sounds so
I've
crazy.
got books here. Look.
He's gonna have her
There
committed.
was another actor,
And honestly, that might be safer.
and they pushed in with his makeup still on, which he never did. They probably called him to come home and steal one of Hutch's belongings.
I mean,
Which he
it
did.
really does
Took
feel
his
like she's
glove,
putting it
and they
together,
put a
you know?
spell on him too.
Yeah.
Put him in a coma. 3 months later, he died. Coven, and they want my baby.
Certainly seems that way.
What? No sane doctor would believe that.
Believe me.
I don't believe in witchcraft, but there are plenty of maniacs and crazy people in this city. Just lie down, rest. Okay?
This is why I never have male OBs, okay?
What is that?
You can't trust them. They're sketchy.
They'll rat you out to your husband?
My perinatologist is a man, and it's weird. I don't like it.
With no visitors. I was sleeping.
The Dr. Hill guy didn't make me feel very comfortable either, so I'm like a little worried about that. See, he's gonna have her committed. He called Dr. Saperstein.
No, and her husband.
And her husband. That's fucked up.
Quietly, Rosemary.
They cannot do that anymore.
Because if you say anything
Don't
more
make a
about witches or
scene.
witchcraft, we're going to be forced to take you to a mental hospital. You don't want that, do you? So put your shoes on.
We just want to take you home.
Oh my god, that poor girl.
Put your shoes on.
Rest. That's all it takes.
Thank you for your trouble, Doctor.
Glad I could be of help, sir.
It's a shame you had to come in here.
I hate men.
I was gonna say, I don't think it's a coincidence that they decided to have it be all men that went in there and got her. You know what I mean? From a director's standpoint, I think there's sort of a messaging going on here.
Oh, for sure. See, and that's what I'm saying. All this movie is teaching me is to not have male OBs. Can't trust them.
Isn't? I thought you were like in the know. Like it seemed like you were expecting that to happen.
He believed her too quickly. You know what I mean? I thought he was gonna bring in,
Oh, like have her committed or?
Yeah, like someone to have committed. And I was like, okay, well, at least that's like kind of safe, you know? I didn't expect him to call her husband.
Oh.
But that kind of makes sense because I'm pretty sure shit like that happened all the time.
She dropped her purse, and when they went to pick everything up, she took off and got into the elevator.
Yeah, it's just going up. What's your escape? I mean, if I was her, I would probably think I was just going crazy.
No one's gonna hurt you.
You promised them the baby.
No, I promised.
What's she gonna do? Just stand there? Give birth to the baby in your apartment?
Elise? Mrs. Dunstan is out. Who's this? The babysitter. Do you know where she went? They went to the movies. This is Rosemary. Please ask her to call Rosemary.
I think she's just calling a friend of hers.
It's terribly urgent. Don't forget. Hmm? Don't worry, I'll tell her. Thank you.
Shit, did you see that?
Yeah.
They were like lurking.
It was like one of those like Scooby-Doo moments, like.
Yeah, like it totally was a Scooby-Doo moment.
Afraid of Rosemary? Honest and truly, there isn't.
There's nothing but a mild sedative to calm you down.
You know,
This is like actually kind of giving me anxiety.
Is it?
Really taking away all of her bodily autonomy.
Mm.
You know what I mean? How many people are touching her? That would be freaking me out.
Oh, she's in labor, he said. I was wondering how this would affect you as opposed to me, you know what I mean?
Well, that's just like...
I think it's more, like I said, suspense than horror. It's unsettling.
Yeah, it's not so bad because, like, it's like outside, like, things are happening to her. But, like, the holding her down and stuff, yeah, that would be, like, awful. And I'm scared she's gonna wake up not pregnant, and they're gonna try to tell her that her baby like died or something. You know what I mean? Just so they could take it.
Yes. It's fine.
Wow, he'd be looking creepy, huh? Also, how do you give? Can you even give birth when you're sedated? Like, you can't push the baby out when you're sedated, right? I don't know. That seems to not make any sense.
C-section, can't they do that?
My goodness. Baby,
Yeah, but she clearly didn't have that, or she wouldn't be moving like that.
1 minute. Where's my baby?
And I don't. They really didn't do
I'll go find
C-sections back
Dr.
then.
Abe. Just wait.
Oh, that's the woman who was
You know,
crocheting.
after, because my son was a C-section, and I would not have been
Mom literally
getting,
had to
like-
fly up to California to help you because you couldn't move around. I remember
rising
that.
out of bed. Yeah, it was.
Where's the baby? Where is it?
There were complications, Rosemary, but nothing that'll affect future.
See, I told you.
It's
Baby.
Dead. She was in the wrong position.
I told you they were gonna tell her that.
I'll do something about it, but you wouldn't listen.
Honey, we can have others as soon
See,
as
and now they're blaming her for it.
Started another in a very few months.
As soon as you're better.
I don't believe you. You're both lying. You're lying. It didn't die. You took it. You're lying. You're witches. You're lying. You're lying. You're lying. You're lying.
I know this is the worst thing that ever happened to you. But from now on, everything's gonna be roses. Paramount's within an inch of where we want them, and suddenly Universal's interested too. And we're gonna blow this town. We're gonna
This man is so self-centered. Like her baby just died, and you think she wants to talk about your job prospects?
Scouts honor. You heard what Abe said.
I knew you were going to say that. He like immediately goes into his career.
What a douche.
I gotta run.
Oh, did you hear him? He goes, I got to run now and get famous.
See, here's the thing. Some men are just so oblivious. Because when I was in labor, you can't eat, and I was in labor for like 20 hours, and my husband was eating freaking Olive Garden right in front of me. The nurse came in and she was like, "Are you kidding me?" She's like, "Get out." Like, men are just stupid. Like,
Showers tonight and tomorrow, with gradual clearing by tomorrow night. All you people
is she hearing a baby crying?
coming weekend should find it hot.
And they didn't think to take the baby farther away than the neighbor's house. See, but like, how would you know that it's your baby? You know what I mean?
True. But all her neighbors are like 60 years old. Like,
that's true, yeah.
Do you hear baby cry? What do you do with the milk?
Why, throw it
Oh,
away.
she's
Your
pumping.
pill, Rosemary.
Why would they even have her pumping if they're just throwing it away?
I heard it cry.
What did she say?
oh, he said there's new neighbors, and she said, do they have a baby?
Oh.
He said, yeah.
Oh, no, don't do that.
Why not?
A little messy, that's all.
So they're doing something with the milk. I also really wasn't expecting her husband to be like so seedy. I thought he was like going to be a victim too, you know? But now I definitely think he's like on it.
I was gonna say, remember when he first met with them and the guy was like smoking and sitting apart from them?
Mm-hmm.
And then he sat down and talked with him, whispering.
Mm.
Like, it seemed very, when I watched it the second time, it seemed very Faustian.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where you're kind of like making deal with the devil kind of thing. Because you also show a guy in red surrounded by smoke.
What is she doing? Just hiding in the closet? Ah, she's spying.
Do you remember when, remember she locked the door and all those guys came in and grabbed her?
Yeah.
She figured out that there must have been a way for them to come in.
Ah, that makes sense.
And it also makes sense why there was that big bookcase blocking it.
I guess I just figured they were already in the apartment.
But remember, she had that big bookcase blocking it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Remember, she kind of saw that in her dream.
Yeah.
The fire. She's brave. Be scared shitless. What's she just gonna do? Walk in and start stabbing? What's your plan here, lady?
Rosemary, go back to bed. You know you're not supposed to be up and around.
Is the mother?
Rosemary.
Looks like a baby shower with presents on the table.
Oh, that is so creepy. A black, like an all-black bassinet.
Was it? I didn't even see that.
That's kind of what it looked like.
Yeah, you're right. It's an
Like,
all-black bassinet.
The fuck is it? Do you like how they're like all letting her?
What have you done
They're
to
not
his
like
eyes?
stopping.
He has his father's eyes.
What are you talking about? Guy's eyes are normal. What have you done to him, you maniac?
Satan is his father, not Guy. He came
Oh.
up from hell and begat a son of mortal woman. Hail Satan!
Hail Satan!
Satan is his father, and his name is Adrian. He shall overthrow the mighty and lay waste their temples. He shall redeem the despised.
Oh, that is weird too, because like, do you really want the baby back if it's half the devil?
And there's something wrong with his eyes.
He chose you out of all the world, out of all
But that's
the
why
world,
probably why
he
Guy
chose
doesn't
you to
care.
arrange things.
You know what I mean? Because it's not his kid.
Of his only living son.
Because before I was like, Guy must be a real cold son of a bitch to be able to give his kid away, you know? But it's not his, so he doesn't care. Ugh, that's creepy. Ugh. I'm not gonna lie, I'm like a little freaked out now.
What'd you say?
my baby's gonna come out and be like, what does his eyes look like?
I think if I remember right, in the book, the baby had like goat hooves for feet and red eyes.
See, but like,
You don't have to join if you don't want to. Just be a mother to your baby.
I do feel like she's Catholic and baptized Catholic, so I feel like that should not be able to happen. At least that's what I'm going to tell myself.
She did say non-practicing, I think.
Maybe I should switch to the Catholic hospital here.
Oh, The husband said they promised me you wouldn't be hurt.
Supposing you had the baby and you lost it, wouldn't that be the same? We're getting so much in return, Ro.
I just hate the men in this movie. It's so fucking stupid. Like, did you, like, he really is like, I just thought everything would go back to totally normal. So I'll be bringing a crucifix to the hospital.
Yeah. You should tell your doctor, be like, I just saw Rosemary's Baby like a week ago.
Yeah.
Roman, your own business.
Let Rosemary rock you. Go on, sit down with the others. Let Rosemary rock you.
Well, she's liable
Sit down with the others, Laura Louise.
What?
So now she's just gonna mom this demon baby.
Rocky.
I mean, half her kid, I guess.
Trying to get me to be his mother.
Aren't
I
you?
literally no words. Like, ugh. This guy's just taking fucking pictures, like for a family photo album or some shit. Like, gosh, and like the biggest douche in all of this, I feel like, is her husband. Like, what a piece of shit.
Yeah, he basically said, I figured we'll just have another kid.
He pimped her out. Are we to believe that she's gonna mother the demon baby now?
I mean, that seems to be what it implied, but she did spit in her husband's face, so.
Yeah, there's no redeeming that relationship. If your husband pimps you out to the devil, you can't come back from that. No couples counseling in the world could bring you back from that.
It's weird. They really saved the whole horror movie part for like the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, it really wasn't scary by, like, you know.
No, I think it's less.
Horror.
Yeah, it's less scary, more unsettling.
Very unsettling.
Yeah. So what do you think? Would you classify it as a horror movie, first of all?
No, I'd probably say a thriller.
You could definitely see how this would inspire, like, The Exorcist, The Omen, like, all those horror movies we have now, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think? Are you going to make it?
I feel icky.
Do you think it... do you think it hit you harder because you're mom or because you're pregnant than...
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It's like very icky. Well, it's also like, I feel like, because I'm sitting here thinking she's gonna mother this demon baby now, and I'm trying to put myself in that position. Like, what? Yeah, I don't even know what the fuck I would do, because
that was really the surprising part.
It's not the baby's fault. It's not the baby's fault, but also, and the baby is technically 50% you. But also, do you have a responsibility to, like, murder it? Because that's...
You can almost see why she, like, acquiesces and does what they want. Yeah. I thought when I first watched it, I thought that's where it was going. I thought she still had the knife in her hand.
Oh, you thought she was going to kill the baby.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I think that would have been a less uncomfy ending. Like... You know what I mean? Like, it's horrible, but at the same time, it's like, makes sense. Whereas, like, her mothering, like, this evil baby that, well, I guess maybe are there more demon babies around? Like, have there been demon babies throughout, like, history? Or is this like,
yeah. I don't you know the really weird part? Like, I get that they made a deal with her husband for success in order to, you know what I mean? Like, get this baby or whatever.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, he got convinced very easily. Because they basically just talked to him, was like, hey, I'll make a deal for a devil.
Like 2 seconds and he was cool with it. Like, what the fuck?
Right, like...
But also, what a, like, chauvinistic movie, too, when you think about it. They didn't even bother... Like, did you even try to find a woman who would agree?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, did you just... Because it seemed pretty easy to find a husband that would agree. So I feel like you probably could have found a woman.
I think you're right that the recovery drug addict was the first person they were trying to do, and then she killed herself.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And I think you're right that, like, one of the things that really make this a horror movie is, like, the lack of power that she seems to have. Like, the minute she becomes pregnant, she has no more power.
Total, like, treating her like a child.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and they do kind of just surround her with men. Like, there's, like, the one female neighbor, and that's about it.
Yeah, that's true.
And actually, the only time you see things start to turn okay is when she was surrounded by her friends. You know what I mean? All those other women that were...
That's the only time it seemed like normal.
Yeah, yeah.
I wonder if she would have figured it all out if Hutch hadn't given her that book. Like, if she would have figured... Like, she definitely felt like something was off, but I just wonder if she would have, like, figured it all out.
Yeah, I don't think so. I almost wish that the first dream she had, where she gets impregnated, I wish it wasn't as heavy-handed, because then I feel like there'd be a little bit more mystery involved. But I think once you see that scene and you know you're watching a horror movie, you're like, oh, okay, I know.
I don't know. I didn't really figure that out. Maybe that was naive of me, but I thought maybe her husband...
Like, maybe it was a psychological...
Was like... Yeah.
They do kind of...
Because she was imagining it was... And I feel like that's dumb looking back. Obviously, it wasn't her husband. You know what I mean?
They do kind of set it up that maybe she had that horrible dream because he was hooking up with her while she was out, but...
Yeah, because they were, like, flashing. Because at first it was her husband that she was having sex with.
Yeah, true.
And then it turned into, like, a beast thing. So I was like, is he the beast?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
And then, okay, so what was the most unsettling part about the movie for you?
The ending.
Like, where she decides to, like, be the mother or something?
Yeah, I think that was definitely the most, like, uncomfortable. Just because, like, she's kind of in a catch-22.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the fuck do you do? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that was the most unsettling. I almost feel like like you said about the knife, I would have felt better if she just, straight up, like, murdered that baby.
What would you rank this movie out of 10? Did you like it, not like it?
Oh, no, I liked it a lot. I really liked it.
Did you?
Yeah. I would give it, like, a 9. Probably it's the one it's definitely the movie I've liked the most of all the ones we've seen. I really enjoyed it. I feel like the one thing I wish they had, like, maybe delved a little more into was, like, her religious background.
Yeah, they don't do...
Because she said she was raised Catholic, and they were showing, like, clips of her with, like, priests and nuns, and... Yeah, it just would have been cool to see her, like, use... like, what she knows about Christianity to, like, fight back a little bit or something, you know what I mean? Or, like...
That is one thing, is they very much played into, even when she knew what was happening, like, there was a certain amount of, like,
she didn't
helplessness.
Like, if I knew what... Right, it's like, if I found out that was what was happening, wouldn't, like, one of your first visits be to, like, a priest if you were raised Catholic?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or, like...
That's an interesting point, that there's no...
I mean, I know she's supposed to be kind of, like, fallen away a little bit, but, like, they didn't really establish how, like, is she a non-believer now, or was she just somebody who just, you know...
I think maybe I could...
You know what I mean?
I think
like,
maybe I could explain it by saying she didn't really connect it with the whole devil stuff. Like, she seemed to be thinking witches.
Okay.
And maybe that's why it didn't occur to her to go, like, religious. Here, let me ask you this. If they had changed it so that she was having trouble conceiving and the husband did this and agreed to it, thinking this way we will be able to have kids. We just have to give up the first one. Like, would you feel differently?
Yeah, well, is the baby not a demon baby then, or is the baby still the first one still the devil's baby?
Still the devil's baby. Still can't have it.
You mean like, did Guy do it so that they could have children and not to advance his career?
Right. If I changed his motive,
I feel like that's definitely feels more forgivable.
Mm-hmm.
Because then it feels more like he's doing it for her a little bit.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, and maybe I'm sure he wanted a baby too, but like, it always seems to come down on the woman for like feeling responsible for like fertility issue kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So like, it would feel more like he was trying to like help her. Whereas like his motives were 100% purely selfish.
Yeah.
Like all he was thinking about was his fame and his fortune, and I'm sure he thought, oh, this will benefit her too, but he didn't even consider like how fucked up she was gonna be.
Yeah.
Like, even if she didn't find it was a demon baby and you just thought your baby died, like, that's still pretty traumatic. Because in this one, he knows it's not his.
Right.
And I think that's why he's not like, he doesn't feel connected to it.
That's
want
part
to keep
of
it.
his.
But if he knew it was his,
part of his narcissism.
If he knew it was actually his, and he was right, like if he knew it was actually his baby, and he was just going to give it to these people to like sacrifice, like that's arguably worse. Like,
yeah, it shows that he almost didn't even care that the baby was part her.
Yeah,
very much about
he
him.
He was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Which is sad because I really liked him at the beginning. He was so sweet, you know what I mean?
But if you think about it, those were all scenes before he made the deal.
Yeah, that's true.
What do you think it would have been like if you had seen this movie before your first kid?
I will report back if I have nightmares. I don't know. I don't think it would have. I think it would bother me the same. I don't know.
Mom had a theory that maybe it wouldn't bother you as much because you've already had a kid.
Yeah, I've got one normal one, so if this one comes out weird, it's no big deal. I'm just kidding.
Oh, you know what I just realized? Remember the thing that shocked you about the poster that you brought up, like when we were first looking at it?
Mm-hmm.
It was the bassinet that like you thought was so shocking when you were looking at it.
The pram.
Yeah, and that's actually the same thing in the movie. Like that's like striking imagery that hit you in the movie, and they put it in the poster. So maybe that's not just you.
Because the poster itself there looks unsettling.
Yeah, maybe that's not just you then.
With
maybe
the pram on a cliff.
Maybe that was like stronger imagery for a lot of people who saw the movie. Like having a black bassinet.
It makes you uncomfortable, like looking at it. Like if you didn't know this was a horror movie, you wouldn't be like, oh yeah, this is definitely a rom-com. You know what I mean? Like it gives you creepy feels.
Okay, guys. Well, thanks for joining us and watching the movie. Let us know in the comment section if you thought this was creepy and if you think this is more disturbing for a woman to watch rather than a guy. You know, is it effective for like creeping people out? You know, what scene threw you off, or did you kind of know what was coming? And then I guess I have to do this part because Emily's not here. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell. Right? Do all those things you got to do. And we'll see you next time we do another movie. All right. Bye.